Jensen, I want to ask about the cloud providers versus the other industries that you said are getting into the generative AI game or getting NVIDIA chips. You had mentioned that in comments in the actual release, and then we heard from CFO Colette Kress that 40%, mid 40% of data center revenue comes from those cloud providers. As we start to see these other industries open up, what does that mean for NVIDIA? Will the cloud providers kind of shrink, I guess, their share, and then will these other industries pick up where those cloud providers were?
I expect them both to grow. A couple of different areas, of course. The consumer internet service providers. This last quarter, of course, big stories from Meta, the incredible scale that Mark is investing in. Llama 2 was a breakthrough. Llama 3 was even more amazing. They're creating models that are activating large language model and generative AI work all over the world. And so the work that Meta is doing is really, really important. You also saw Elon talking about the incredible infrastructure that he's building. And one of the things that's really revolutionary about the version 12 of Tesla's full self-driving is that it's an end-to-end generative model. And it learns from watching videos, surround video, and it learns about how to drive end to end and using generative AI predict the path and the how to steer the how to understand and how to steer the car. And so the technology is really revolutionary, and the work that they're doing is incredible. So I gave you two examples. A startup company that we work with called Recursion has built up a supercomputer for generating molecules, understanding proteins and generating molecules for drug discovery. The list goes on. I mean, we can go on all afternoon, and just so many different areas of people who are now recognizing that we now have software and AI model that can understand and learn almost any language. The language of English, of course, but the language of images and video and chemicals and protein and even physics, and to be able to generate almost anything. And so it's basically like machine translation. And that capability is now being deployed at scale in so many different industries.
Jensen, just one more quick last question. I'm glad you talked about the auto business and what you're seeing there. You mentioned that automotive is now the largest enterprise vertical within data center. You talked about the Tesla business, but what is that all about? Is it self-driving among other automakers too? Are there other functions that automakers are using within data center? Help us understand that a little bit better.
Well, Tesla is far ahead in self-driving cars. But every single car someday will have to have autonomous capability. It's safer, it's more convenient, it's more fun to drive. And in order to do that, it is now very well known, very well understood, that learning from video directly is the most effective way to train these models. We used to train based on images that are labeled. We would say, this is a car, this is a car, this is a sign, this is a road, and we would label that manually. It's incredible. And now we just put video right into the car and let the car figure it out by itself. And this technology is very similar to the technology of large language models, but it requires just an enormous training facility. And the reason for that is because the data rate of video, the amount of data of video is so high. Well, the same approach that's used for learning physics, the physical world, from videos, that is used for self-driving cars is essentially the same AI technology used for grounding large language models to understand the world of physics. So technologies that are like Sora, which is just incredible, and other technologies, VO from Google, incredible. The ability to generate video that makes sense, that are conditioned by human prompt, that needs to learn from video. And so the next generation of AIs need to be grounded in physical AI, needs to understand the physical world. And the best way to teach these AIs how the physical world behaves is through video, just watching tons and tons and tons of video. And so the combination of this multimodality training capability is going to really require a lot of computing demand in the years to come.